Hi, Mira Boccaccio. Today I want to make Puttanesca. I'm going to make it today with fresh grape tomatoes. I went to the farm and I bought incredible, tomatoes and peaches and watermelon. So I've made this before constantly. I always make it. I either keep it fresh for salmon, I don't cook it at all, or I use like canned tomatoes. Doesn't matter, whatever you want. But these are like candy. If you think you need sugar in your tomatoes, not with these, I'm sorry. First of all, I've never ever used sugar in any tomato. So I have my gas on and I'm going to put extra virgin olive oil. You always want extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, you can just drink it if you want it, if you're Italian. But you need enough because it is your sauce, okay? So I have everything already prepped up here. These are the pearl olives. You can use any kind of olive you want. First time I ever had Puttanesca was with these in the can olives. And for some reason that taste just stuck in my mouth. I love it. You can use calamari, you can use any kind you want. Ghiata olives, anything. So what I'm going to do, of course, I'm going to first put in my garlic. I have 5 cloves of garlic. I crushed it and I chopped it, okay? This was my first job in a restaurant, cutting garlic and checking hats and coats. I'm waiting for my garlic to get a little color, you know. You want to smell it. As my father, I always used to say, you smell the gas, when the gas releases from the garlic. You can get a color on it, but you don't want it to get dark, because if it gets dark, it gets bitter, okay? So, we have garlic. We have anchovy, which is classic. A lot of times for my family, I don't put the anchovy because they don't always like it, but I want to make it the classic way tonight. Anchovy, packed in olive oil and some salt, okay? These are 2 of the pints of the grape tomatoes. Jersey, incredible tomatoes. So I did half of them I cut and half I'm going to leave whole. I got the olives. I got 2 tablespoons of fresh basil from my yard, about a tablespoon of fresh parsley from my yard, and a tablespoon of capers, which I rinsed because they come in salt, okay? So you can see the color of my garlic. It's beautiful. The next thing I want to put in is my anchovy. And what will happen is that anchovy actually melts right into the oil. You could use 2, you could use 3. If you're an anchovy freak, put what you want. This is just the recipe, okay? So I like that, and I like to put my capers in that because I like to hear them pop, and I like them to start getting a little bit. I got it on like a medium low. You can hear them, right? Okay? Next we're going to put in our tomatoes. So I'm going to put in the whole tomatoes first. Be careful because I wash them all, of course. So I'm going to turn the gas off for a minute. And put that pint in before I can cut in here. I'm going to let that cook for a couple minutes before I add the other one. This sauce, I told you before, I think I made it with a canned tomato. Puttanesca. Million stories. One is that the cops would knock on the door in Italy when the ladies of the night were having men in their house, and they'd say, well, what are you doing? They'd go, I'm making gravy, I'm here all day. Or they would tell their husbands that story. So it's like puttan, like Puttanesca. And puttan in Italian is, you know what, I don't want to say the word, okay? So we're going to let these cook for a minute. I'm going to put a little salt on them now because salt will help the crackling sauce. You want to get things broken down a little bit. Just a little. Then I'm going to add the other one. This normally is a 20-minute sauce. Because I'm using these fresh tomatoes and I want them to break down a little, maybe I'm going to make it go for like 30 minutes, okay? So we're going to put that in. Now we're going to add these. You can just see how beautiful they are. A little salt to this part. I'm going to raise that gas to probably like a medium high. Does that look good? Got our olives and all those flavors in there. And you don't need too much salt because the capers, we rinse them, but they still have a little salt, and the anchovy has some salt. So here's our basil. I'm gonna add our basil, and we're gonna add our parsley. We're gonna turn that for a little bit, let them start to break down. Let's see. So it's been about 10 minutes, and you can see it's bubbling hot. I got the gas pretty high. It says medium on mine, but you know, my stove is really powerful. So I'm gonna lower that. But I wanted to show you, see how the tomatoes are starting to break down? Look at that. Look, you could see the flavor. But, now, you know, I don't like a lot of sauce because sauce is made to coat the pasta, not drown the pasta. But I am going to put close to a cup of water, and I'll let it cook for another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to put a spoonful of the salted pasta water, and then we're ready to eat. So the tomatoes now have cooked about 10 minutes. Actually, they're breaking down faster than I thought. So within 20-25 minutes, the sauce is done. We'll be back. Okay, we're going to drop our pasta. Use any brand you like. You know, I always like the Checa. It's my go-to brand, unless I get a nice one right from Italy. Okay, so we're going to let that cook. Look at our beautiful sauce. I added a little black pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper and about a teaspoon or tablespoon of dried parsley. So I turned this off. It actually only needed about 20 minutes. It's so delicious, and always taste for salt and pepper, because you never know. In the end, you might need more. I added a little pinch of salt, a little pinch of pepper. My spaghetti's almost done. I chose thin spaghetti tonight. And that's almost done. I'm going to strain that. And usually, you know how I toss the pasta? But with this sauce, I think what I'm going to do is just put a little at the bottom, put the spaghetti in it, mix it a little in the bowl, and then pour the rest on the top. And I think that's going to be good that way. I'll be right back. So, like I said, I'm going to serve this family style tonight. I'm going to put a little bit at the bottom, spread that around. This is going to be like the movie Elf, that he put like maple syrup on everything. That's what this is going to taste like. It's going to be nice and sweet. Then we're going to pour our spaghetti in. If you don't want a whole pan, you don't have to use it, but I'm going to use the whole pan. So I'm going to pour all this right on top. Taste that yet? I know it's good. I tasted the gravy. Well, this is actually a sauce. Even in Italian, we call this a sauce. Now, is that fabulous or what? Family style. Bring it to the table. Have everybody come to the table. And, you know, present that beautiful dish. Oh, I was working so hard all day today making this for you. In reality, I was watching TV all day, and then you came in and I made it. And I'm having a Barbera d'Asti tonight with this. This is a great wine. I picked it up at Wegmans by chance. The guy said, you'll be back, and he was right. I bought everything they had. So I hope you liked this video. If you do, please share it. Cheers to everybody, and stay safe out there. I hope you like the video and you share it. Thank you.